Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Gary Wood, owner of the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club, is back in the studio for some craziness alongside Kyle Steele and Tim Hyland from the Nicolas Cage Movie Review Hour podcast. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
Welcome to The Life. It is Wednesday. It is noonish. It is time for The Life. I'm your host, Don Smith, and I am more coffee now than man. Anyway, welcome back. I have no idea where I'm going with anything. I do have to clear up some stuff I ranted about last week, first of all. Last week I ranted a little bit about banks, about my bank in particular. And after yesterday, I realized that my bank is fantastic and Chase is the devil. Now, I'm on third shift this week. Gary knows this. I'm on third shift. Gary Wood's in the studio with me, as well as Kyle Steele and Tim Hyland.
Hello. Hello.
But I'm going to rant first, so hush. No, Gary knows this. Last week, just to go ahead and make this announcement, last Friday I actually gave Gary a bunch of money. And I'm now
me personally.
You personally.
I'm surprised I'm even here.
Me too, honestly.
I was actually on my way to Mexico City for vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with John again.
Yeah.
But anyway, last Friday I gave Gary a big chunk of money, and I am now a part owner of Wiley's Comedy Club.
Yay.
Very nice.
Very small.
Now that
part.
almost fell apart yesterday. I'm on third shift this week, so
Wait, is this true?
Yes.
This
is
is
awesome.
absolutely
listen,
true.
no kidding. Being around comics now, I'm very sketched out. I don't know what's I don't know what's a bit, what's not a bit. I have no idea. This is true.
That's okay. I
actually
understand
happened.
that. I understand that. This is an actual true matter. I am officially. Actually, after yesterday, it's true.
Yeah,
because Friday was just it was true before, and then Chase.
But now the
screw
check's
it up.
in the bank.
Now the check is officially there. So yesterday, I get ready to go. I get off work at 7:30 in the morning. I get home about 8:30. I have to upload my podcast. I take a quick bit of melatonin so I can try to sleep for the day, and I hit the pillow about 9 o'clock. Now, keep in mind, I got up about 2 o'clock the previous afternoon and hadn't slept. Well, about 9:30, my phone rings, and the only reason I answer it, it's Gary Wood. And with some great news, apparently Chase said my check bounced.
Yep.
Insufficient funds, a large sum of money. So I automatically think I'm either a victim of some identity theft or there's something funky going on. So
to give the background, you had written me the check on Friday.
On Friday, yes.
And I had deposited it. Actually, yeah, I deposited.
On that Friday,
right?
We went together.
Yeah.
And
so
we held hands and
I took a picture of Don crying.
Because anytime I give away that much money, I expect a cuddle at least.
Yeah.
So
and we did, but that was
It's a little bit more than dinner in a movie.
So they immediately told me that the check would be available the 19th, which was Tuesday,
Yeah,
right? Yesterday,
Tuesday.
right? So there's the backstory. So, anyways, I get up and I check my account. It's not available. So I call them and they say, "Oh yeah, well now it's not going to be available the 21st." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Well, it's coming back as insufficient funds."
Right, which gave me a heart attack.
Right.
It took about 5 years off my life. So I get a hold of my bank, and they say, well, that cleared. That money's been withdrawn as if it was taken out Friday. So now I have a large sum of money missing, and nobody can tell me where it is.
Nobody has it.
Because my bank doesn't have it, and Chase doesn't have it. And
Gary
Chase,
doesn't have it.
Now Chase calls me and says...
As far as anyone knows or can prove.
Right, yeah. Now Chase calls me and says I have to verify that I wrote the check because they called the number that was on the checking account, which is my home number, one of those people that still has a landline. So I'm on the phone with them, and I verify, yes, I wrote the check.
It wasn't like that. It was more like,
right.
Oh.
Well, yeah, pretty much, because I just tried to, Anyway, at this point, I couldn't get to sleep if you gave me an overdose of Ambien. It just wouldn't happen. You could knock me out with a sledgehammer, and I'd still wake up and go, "Where's my money?" But so, as I'm on the phone with Chase, I try to verify everything, and they won't let it go through. Because basically what they did is they stole my money out of my account and then questioned whether or not the money belonged in that account to begin with. So basically, I had to prove that the money they stole out of my account was actually my money.
Well, and here's what from my point of view, what happened was that your bank did exactly what they were supposed to do. They took the money out of your account, and basically they were trying to pay Chase. They even had a tracer number that you gave me, correct?
Yes.
And so, but what was happening was the idiots at Chase were basically asking your bank, "Is there this much money in the account?" And the answer, of course, as we all know, was no.
Because they took it out.
Right, because you didn't have, I don't know why you're such a loser, but you didn't have another large sum of money.
I didn't have double the amount
available. But, some of us have hard times.
Yeah, it's a rough life.
So they kept, and they did this like 3 or 4 times yesterday. How many times did they call you?
They called me twice. Now, the second time was fun because I, this is
were
when.
Were you cordial?
Yeah, this is when, believe it or not, I let an F-bomb slip out. Now, I was trying to maintain, and the fact that amount of money was missing and nobody could tell me where it was, the fact that only one F-bomb slipped out means I have amazing self-control. And that is pretty much what I told the person over the phone, because I did. I said,
you were lucky that this is all you got.
I told him, I said, "Are you aware you are effing with people's lives?" And she said, "Sir, Chase Bank does not allow profanity." I said, "Are you kidding me? Chase Bank is the definition of profane. There would be no profanity if it weren't for Chase Bank."
But now, so real quick, Gary's
all this over $100.
Yeah, exactly.
If
I'd have just had 200,
I just needed to pay the light bill.
So Gary, you were the one that uses Chase.
Yeah.
Do we need to pop a quick intervention on you? Why are you using Chase?
I was going to say, I'm scared.
It's
That's
right
who I
down the
bank with.
street.
Guys, why are you banking with Chase?
Run away!
Honestly,
Use
I've
a
never
credit
really had a
union.
problem until last week. Last week, I had almost the exact similar situation where somebody else had wrote me a check. This was for a deal,
You did a lot
like
of checks,
a show
apparently.
type of
You
thing. Yeah, still broke.
I feel like at some point you stop being 18 and you got to use a credit union, right? Like, isn't that how this works?
Credit unions, real? I had a credit union when I was in the Navy.
I love
those. Are they good?
They're
That's
great.
the only
What's
thing.
the difference? I don't understand.
They're private. They're public owned as opposed to being private.
Well, I still need to switch over. The only thing is with my bank, that's who my mortgage is through, and I got a good deal on my mortgage.
Sure.
And they just take my mortgage directly out of my checking account, so I keep them all together. From now on, anything else that I do is going into credit
Chase?
union.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Chase.
Yeah.
Because they're fantastic.
Yes.
I love it. Because I figure if my money's there,
Chase
they're
is-
not going to steal my money because they already have it.
Chase is now a sponsor of the Nicolas Cage movie review hour.
Oh, awesome.
So I just want to clarify that they are the best bank.
So we may or may not have a Nicolas
Right.
Cage review hour.
Yeah, Chase would buy you up and spit you out. And do.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
We don't have your podcast.
Yes, yeah.
We gotta call
had
Don
insufficient
and make
podcast.
sure
It's
we
podcast.
have it. And then
So when it doesn't post next week,
somewhere.
we're going to know why.
Yeah.
Yep. Chase took it off the air.
We'll be
before
like,
Look at that. Chase jokes. Hashtag Chase jokes.
That does scare me to death. This is who I have banked with for a couple of years now, and
Chase?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I haven't had any problems until I opened a business account.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the business account.
They can only
that's what I
handle
told
so
them.
much.
Yeah.
I told them.
They
I
can
said-
only handle so much.
I said, this is a business account. I said, I may actually be getting a few checks now and then.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have
Right,
to
for
wait.
a decent amount of money.
Yeah,
Oh,
hopefully,
we hope.
yeah.
I certainly hope
Yeah,
now.
well, yeah, I was gonna see if
Before
I could get
didn't
another
give a
check.
crap, but now I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah, I was going to see if I get another check today, actually.
Right.
Oh, cool.
That
But
was gone.
anyway, since
He
we're
hit me up for
talking,
$20 when I walked in the door. So I don't,
Yeah. Since we're talking about banks, I do want to make everybody aware that our delay system is broken.
Don't cuss.
So don't cuss.
So don't
today.
cuss. I
picked a
literally
bad
just sent
day to
Kyle a
set me
text.
on.
Oh, well, that's not the only text I received in the last couple of minutes.
Oh, man.
So
Well, probably from Chase. If
well,
they're your
no.
sponsor.
So here's going to be a problem the whole episode is that my phone is going to vibrate every 15 minutes. Or
Well,
so.
just sit on it.
It's every
geez.
15 minutes. No, it is.
Every 15 minutes or so. Can I tell you the text I received this morning?
Sure, go right ahead.
So it's from a number that's not on my phone. I don't know what it is. So here's the text I received. A friend subscribed you to Sloth Facts! Exclamation point.
Sloth.
Facts.
Then it says response stopped, unsubscribe, whatever.
Now,
So,
is that a fax machine that runs really slow?
Sloth
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Buddy.
Nice.
So
Because that's most of them.
But I get this text. I know exactly who this is. It's obviously Tim. What? The only person that would
Who would do that?
that
to
would
you?
subscribe me to Sloth Facts would be Tim. So today, every 15 minutes, I've been getting a new fact about sloths.
Spit them out. When you get them, spit
Sign
them
me
out.
up.
Well, do you want me to go what I have so far?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give us
Okay.
one. Hit us with a sloth
Sloths are
fact.
related to anteaters and armadillos.
I
Sloths.
paid $5 for this.
Holy shit.
For him or for you to get them?
Yeah, no, for
And
me
then
to
you-
give them to
That's
him.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Okay.
get the
That's
facts
worth
until
it.
That's
right now.
commitment to a prank.
That's worth it just to annoy the hell out
Yeah.
of somebody. Yeah.
Sloths only poop once a week. It is the only reason they leave the trees for the ground. I'll do three. I'll do three right now, and then randomly at the episode.
Why would they leave
Oddly
the
enough,
trees for that?
My girlfriend is
That
the
would
same
be the
in
best
both of those
part.
guys.
That would be the best part about being able to live in the trees is to be able to
Yeah,
poop from there.
exactly.
Why would you?
Just like put little targets on the ground, see if you could
Exactly.
could hit it.
Well,
Come
then they
sloth.
would have to. Maybe that is the reason they leave the ground for that.
I was gonna find another one that would relate to your girlfriend, but trying to see. Sloths' claws are 3 to 4 inches long.
Yeah.
there you go.
Wow. Yeah. I think she might be bigger than that. Here, hey, can you measure this? Measure this scratch on my memory?
See how deep this goes.
I'll just do the 3 for now, and then as we
Okay.
progress,
So
I'll
they-
give us.
Yeah. Don't.
If you just
don't
randomly
shoot it all at
shout
once.
out
Yeah.
the sloth fact, then
Yeah.
that would just add so much to the conversation.
For-
it usually does.
For $5,
You're welcome ahead of time.
I appreciate
for
it.
$5, you can do that every 15 minutes all day long. He will get a text every 15 minutes.
That's funny.
All day
What if
today.
other people sign him up? Could we like rotate, get 15
But if he-
people,
if he
get 15
unsubscribes,
people
do
to
you get your
sign him
money
up?
back?
So every minute,
I don't think so.
Do you?
No, actually, I think I sent one to my wife and she did unsubscribe. I don't
Oh,
think
that's
I got
not
my.
fair.
Is
I
it
don't
$5 per person, or do you for $5 you can pretty much
person, no,
include
yeah.
any?
Tim,
Oh,
how
would be
much
great.
money have you spent today?
think $30.
Wow, you're not very fiscally responsible. Would you like to buy into a comedy
Yeah.
club?
Tim is
Yeah.
Would you
Hey,
like to invest in a
we
comedy
got
club,
a deal
Tim?
for you. Oh man. So anyway, that was my Tuesday, and
So,
after
yeah.
this took about
it was
6 hours.
forever.
It was like 5 or 6 hours to clear up this fiasco.
I started about
And-
9:30, I think, and it was till
Yeah.
maybe 1.
Yeah,
One or two.
and like at this point, there is absolutely no way I'm sleeping. So I'm running off like an hour and a half of sleep that I got this morning when I got off work and got home. I got home at 7:30. Had to pick up the wife, take her downtown to work, and then get back home. So I got back home at about 8:30, and I got back up at 10 and stumbled in here. So that's
You get to that
that's
point
the,
where you've been. I was in the military and I used to do CQ, which are 24-hour shifts, and you get to a point where you've been up for so long that you can't go to sleep.
You might as well just keep going.
And it's
And I
hard.
have
So
a feeling when I get out of here today, that's
It's
the way it's going to be.
awful.
So I'm
It's
going to
absolutely
go
awful.
home and just start banging my head into walls until I
Well,
pass
welcome to
out.
the comedy business, Don.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Banging your head in the walls until you pass out.
The brick
Over.
wall.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that ended up eating a lot of time.
Yeah, no kidding.
That and the sloth facts, because those are fantastic. I'm gonna have to sign up for those
They
myself.
do cat facts too.
Well,
They do what?
You can pick cat facts or sloth facts.
Sloth facts.
Sloth,
Nobody
yeah,
cares
who's
about
going to go with
cats.
cat fact?
Yeah.
Well, guys, sloths do have the lowest body temperature of any mammal.
They haven't met my ex-wife.
You guys are you guys are on the other side of the table, but the list that he has is
so long.
enormous.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's such a long list.
Oh yeah. Well, I used typically when I'm here, I give a bathroom report because I get here
Yeah,
after a
that's true.
2-hour
That's
drive.
true. You headed down.
By the way, were you impressed that I was early today?
I thought
that I even showed up.
You texted me before you walked past the window, and I thought he's canceling again.
Well, see, here's the thing. I have several stages of punctuality. I have, I actually, honestly, I only have 2 stages of punctuality.
You should have one, but apparently.
One is late and one is early. I just find it's asking a little much for me to really pinpoint.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it gets too specific.
9, like a boss is like, "Hey, be here at 9 sharp," and I'm like, "Really? Sharp?"
I'll be there at 8. I'll be there at 8:45, or I'll be there at like 9:30.
Exactly.
Right.
I've learned to schedule my life in increments of 15 minutes.
There
And
you
it
go.
usually gets expanded to 30 minutes. So I'm either 30 minutes before or 30 minutes late. Because there's a window in there where I just kind of pass out.
So your
and I don't-
punctuality is like a shotgun.
Yeah.
Every now and then you
It's
get a
bird
little
shot,
bit in the middle, but most of the time you just spread out.
Right. So I'm when they say, what is it?
You should be a comedian. Don. That's pretty good.
GMT, Greenwich. It's Gary meantime.
Yeah.
Gary, meantime.
Yeah. So anyway, so I get here and I got to go to the bathroom, right? And I used the men's room. I'm doing air quotes this time. The former men's room.
The bathroom formerly known as the men's room.
Known as the men's room. And they've only got one stall in there, and it's a big one. It's got the monkey bars.
You didn't sit on the urinal again, did you?
No, I didn't sit on the urinal. No, that's cold.
Why is it formerly the men's room?
Because now
we're
it
at
is
college.
universal.
now
See, did
We're
you
on
like
the-
that?
we're on the
English?
college
It's
campus.
universal
Sorry.
now.
Our one
See, that's called
big
sleep deprivation.
pooping and peeing family. We're just one common urinal.
Yes.
Well, that's how all.
And see, the last time I was here,
That's what it is. We're all one shared urinal away from unity.
Yeah,
That's
and-
what we need.
I guess so.
to be
Write that
fair,
down.
to
Write
be
that
fair, Austin, Texas, like a decade ago, it's always been that way.
Really?
You go into bars on 6th Street, there's no male-female bathroom.
Wow.
It is just a line on both sides.
So
Really?
nobody
Okay.
pays
No.
attention to the signs, or they just
I don't know.
So
don't
the
even
women-
it wouldn't even matter.
oh, okay.
The women have to go in there and then clean off the toilet seat.
See,
before
I
they
would
sit
have never
down,
thought of
course.
any place in Texas really being that progressive.
No, I think it's more just
Austin is.
it comes-
Necessity.
yeah, necessity. You're in a bar on 6th Street. I mean, you don't have a choice.
And you think about it, like literally, like what was it, the '60s, early '60s, whatever, where we, not everyone could use the same bathroom, not even just sexes.
Right.
But now we're like required to use. the same bathroom, you know?
I'm
that's
actually
that unity
working-
right
I
there.
think
We've come really
honestly-
far.
And here's the thing. You said the last time we talked about this, and you're right. There's a certain population of people that have to have that as a concern when they leave the house,
Right.
where they're going to go. Well, now that population is me. Because I'm not comfortable with sitting down and floating some air biscuits and,
I mean,
and,
okay. So
some
you're just
sonic
afraid.
booms,
You're
and I
just
see some
afraid of
pink flip-flops
embarrassing
walk up.
yourself. So you're
Yeah.
okay. Because I
especially at a college, there's little
you just
got
got to do that. You just got to go in there and let it fly.
So
and,
just
sorry, just that was
White
me.
Castles.
That was me.
Yeah.
See,
sorry
I'm
about
trying
the
I'm trying to work in the opposite in my home. I'm trying to segregate our bathrooms so
Yeah.
that, so that
Yeah.
my wife Abby has her own place to go, and I can have my own little kingdom.
That's when I had a home. We had a downstairs bathroom. That was my bathroom. It was enclosed. It wasn't really big because our upstairs bathroom was huge. So you're sitting there in this vast space, on your throne. And I'm a den animal. I like my den. I want to have a little cubby hole where I got to, dig in the dirt, let it go,
Right.
and then cover it up. I'd be okay with that even.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, so I was sitting in
You
the
don't
bathroom.
live in town, do you?
So I'm sitting in there, and I used for the first time, the Tilta toilet that you talked about.
yeah.
and it was.
Tilted
that's-
Did it still rock a little bit?
Yeah,
you might
yeah.
have
Because
to
they never
explain.
fixed
It's
that.
coming off the wall.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
been
really
talking
excited
about
to go to the
forever.
bathroom here.
Yeah, the bolts are
Looking
coming out
forward
of the
to it.
wall in the back, and you can sit on it and just clunk. It'll lean forward a little
Wow.
bit.
And
So
Don's a bigger guy than I am. And I don't mean
I've been
I don't
missing,
mean weight.
and
I
I'm
just mean
probably
he's a big
bigger
guy.
than Don, so I've been missing out.
Yeah.
Do you like going to like ride roller coasters and stuff? Because it's like that. There's a definite concern.
I don't, but
it's
I
actually,
like-
to me, it's more frightening.
I like
'Cause
when
a roller
there's
coaster-
risk as I'm going.
Well,
to
you're
Right,
gonna, yeah.
right.
I want
Roller
you to
coaster-
sit down on
I
it.
can't
live on the
I
edge,
can't.
if
I
you
can't
will.
use the restroom properly if there isn't risk.
You're wondering if it's going to pull out the wall.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
lawsuit waiting to happen. One of these days, you're
See,
going to hear.
that's a double jeopardy restroom.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, that toilet could go off the wall at any minute, and at any minute, little pink flip flops could be
I could
walking in
listen.
there
And you're
and
laying
start
there with
giggling
your
at you,
pants around your ankles.
To be fair,
water
rolling
spraying
around in
all
your own
over you.
stuff.
and
you
your
are
own
describing
excrement.
double risk. You are describing
and I've
the
fallen.
perfect
Yeah, they
situation
can't get
for
up.
me to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you're not
I
even going to
like-
wait for the show to end, are you? You're just going to
Let's all go now. Bring the show to the bathroom.
I like
Can you
that
do a remote?
this is how we're
That would be-
spending our
that would be
time.
hilarious. Next week, we're doing a remote from the Universal
So you can hear it
restroom.
creak. Because you sit down on it and you're wondering if it's actually going to support your weight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Absolutely.
so
And you can
excited.
see the gap. There's a gap.
I'm bigger
between
than
the
everybody
toilet
here,
and the
so
tiles.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, have fun. We'll video it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go live on
Oh, please do.
Wiley's Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
See your white pimply butt.
I like how I like how there are very serious things happening in the world right now.
And this
And
is,
this
what
is
we're
where we're
discussing.
going.
We
And
have the airwaves.
People
Yeah.
in
This is
Mexico,
what we're
We
talking
have-
about.
people in
have
Mexico
people-
City, they don't have toilets attached to their walls anymore.
No,
Yeah,
They're not
and
complaining.
We're so
Too
luxurious
soon?
that we can't go unless we're scared.
Might be
Too early.
too soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just did on the speaking
They
of
may
the
have another one coming.
Speaking of the Nicolas Cage podcast, which we're going to be doing the second hour
Exactly,
here, so
exactly,
we should
yes.
announce that. But we just did the 9/11 episode because so first of
I am
all,
so glad I wasn't part of that.
our episodes come out on Monday.
It got weird. Yeah.
Our episodes come out on Monday,
Weird.
and Monday was 9/11, and Nicolas Cage was of course in the World
yeah,
Trade
World
Center
Trade Center.
movie.
Yeah.
So we did that on 9/11.
If
Not-
only
that's
he
actually-
could have been in the World Trade Center.
We love Nick.
I think yeah.
Yes,
There's
you
a love.
do.
There's definitely a
But
love-hate relationship
it
with
was,
Nicolas Cage.
it was a little weird because obviously we take a comedic approach to it,
Right,
to the best of our abilities. None of us are comedians, but we try. And
Nope, none of us.
yeah,
Humor is humor.
to include where I am right now, yeah, for sure. But it was a little like, how do you go about this? You know, how do you?
Yeah.
I think we did a good job.
I
don't think there was
I
anything
think
bad.
enough time has passed.
Yeah.
You're at a point
I mean,
now.
yeah,
It's been
it's-
over 15 years.
I
We
know.
had
Yeah.
we had the conversation, where were you when it happened?
Yeah.
And we were both in sixth
Where
grade.
were you?
Personally, I think it's,
I
yeah, I'm pretty sure we made up our own song on the podcast
That's
too.
fine.
I think
And hopefully we're
Titanic
hoping to
jokes
sell
are
it.
still pretty much, offensive to me. So
Yeah, no,
You know,
we didn't make any. No,
keep
we
your
did
iceberg
not make
jokes to
any jokes.
yourself.
We did not make any jokes. I think we did a good job. I think we did what we were supposed
I may
to
have to
do.
listen to
Yeah.
that.
I think we did what we were supposed to do.
Okay, cool.
And actually talk about like what we were doing, where we were, what was going on, because we were old enough to
Yeah.
obviously remember.
I've
it.
remembered. Yeah.
I mean, we're young. I was in sixth grade at the time, so
Right.
well, and we're right down the street from Right Pat.
Which
We're
used
even
to have that
closer
big
right now.
sonic boom.
So those
yeah.
sonic
Other
booms
people
that
didn't have to
happened,
deal with,
yeah,
yeah.
Really?
that was a big deal too.
Were you here? You weren't here then. You were in Indiana, huh?
No, I was
Gary?
in
Yeah, see,
Indiana,
in Dayton, it would have been a couple hours after it happened.
Uh-huh.
They let everyone out of school. Everybody, I think most people got out of work, and because of how, I don't know what the reason was. I don't know if it's ever been explained, but for whatever reason, the planes leaving the Air Force Base did a sonic boom.
so
broke
they sent
the
the planes
sound
out
barrier.
They were in a
hurry. Yeah,
Yes,
they were going fast.
broke the sound barrier.
No
so
kidding.
you got to think you just saw what
Right,
just
yeah.
happened on 9/11,
Right. Yeah.
and you're
And
riding
then
your
you
bike
hear a
around, and all of a sudden
gigantic
you
boom.
hear what sounds
Yeah.
like a gigantic
And
explosion.
that would make sense because, they were hitting all of the important targets.
Yeah.
The World
Yeah.
Trade Center,
Pentagon.
the Pentagon. They were going for the White House and Dayton.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you really want to cripple the country.
Yeah.
You got to get
Dayton's
Dayton.
where you start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. The GM plant really needed help getting.
God,
Yeah,
they
well,
were
that's
probably
what, that's
closed
what
at
happened.
that
That's
point.
how they won. They got GM out of
They
here.
got GM out of here.
Yeah, and that just destroyed the whole city. Okay.
All right, so we've got bathroom talk. We've got 9/11. What else can we do to ruin
I
people's
think- I
day?
We've
it's
hit
time-
all the classy, fun subjects.
Exactly. I think it's
And
time
sloths.
for the
And sloths.
and
Sloths.
You want to give us another
Gotta
one,
have
Kyle?
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do you guys
I'd
want
like
another
to hear
sloth
another one.
fact?
Sure, give us another sloth fact, then I got to do the comedy rundown and take a break. But hit us with some slothiness.
Okay, another sloth fact. Sloths can live up to 40 years.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Shit, my girlfriend's old. Oh, my girlfriend's older than 40 years. Can you block that? I got
Nope.
No, it's done.
No
It's
delay.
done.
I'm
That's okay.
I'm
The
off the air.
computer. Okay, here it is. This is really. I love the computer they have in the
Oh,
control
no.
room in here. It's fantastic. All right, I do have a song queued up, so we're going to go ahead, hit the comedy rundown, and then if the computer decides it wants to cooperate,
Are we
we're
going
going
to
to
hear
play a song.
more Cookie Monster
And
music?
Cookie Monster
Cookie.
music.
I didn't know Cookie Monster was in a band. That last song.
Oh,
you
the
played.
last one he played.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Cookie Monster.
Oh, I can't remember which one you're talking about.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Did you? Are you
Yeah,
playing
because
the song right now? Was that? Was that Terry or was that the song?
You can't even tell.
That was
that
Mama
man,
talking to me, trying to tell me how
that
to
man
live.
is the mimic. He can any song. You just go to.
I'm going to do Taylor
All
Swift.
right.
Here we go. Ready? I don't know Taylor Swift.
Okay, here's the comedy rundown for this week. Wednesday, September 20th is the Comics Hang from 5 to 9 p.m. at the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's historic Oregon District. Yes. If you're a comic and you want to go in just hang out with some other comics.
And if I may say, we've actually had great success. We've had many people come in, and people who have never done comedy, but they're interested in it. That's a great place to start because it's just comics. There's no audience. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
You can actually get up on the stage, and when the new comics people do come in, I actually give them a tour of the stage. They get to see how bright the lights are. They get to see how the mic feels. They get to kind of own the stage, so to speak.
Which helps if you've never done it.
Exactly, because all of us who've done it before, we had to go up, and not only are the brights really light and you can't see anybody, and the mic is weird, you've not handled it before, and the stage is there, but there's people out there waiting for something. Right. So you kind of get that out of the way a little bit. So hopefully then the first time you do go up with an audience, you've got, that. Plus, I will say, too, tonight we're unveiling our Wiley's, I don't have a funny name for it yet, but our library. I actually went to Half Price Books and bought a bunch of reference books and books by comedians like Tina Fey's books, Steve Martin's Born Standing Up, which you haven't read.
Steve Martin's is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great book.
That's a really good one.
And he's been one of my favorites since I was a kid. Anyway, so and books like Writer's Market, books on writing screenplays, books on writing, Anyways, not to hijack your thing,
okay.
but all that's going to be available, every Wednesday night unless we have a show, unless we can make money.
Well, yeah, that's what we hope. Thursday, September 21st, Pat Godwin and Scotty Mays are doing an FOA Families of Addicts, not addicts, but addicts fundraiser at Wiley's Comedy Club. Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd, Dwight Simmons is at the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club. It's all Wiley's.
That's all we really need.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not
all
familiar
Wiley's.
with any other clubs in this city.
I've heard there was another one.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Rumors.
Yeah.
Rumors.
Anyway, the Friday through Sunday, September 22nd through the 24th, there's some other guy at another club. And
give him a plug.
Justin.
Oh, shoot, you're an owner now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Screw those guys.
Friday through Sunday, Justin McKinney's at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green. And Sunday, September 24th, Wiley Sunday Comics is back at Wiley's Comedy Club. That show starts at 8 p.m. That is it. As always, check out Wiley'sComedy.com and that other one, DaytonFunnyBone.com for details and tickets to upcoming shows. Also, be sure to get out there and or be sure to check out Unwritten Podcast from Dayton Writers Movement, available at unwrittenpodcast.com. And that is it.
And when you think about it, the funny bone, it's not funny. Have you ever hit your funny bone?
Yeah, it
That's
hurts like
it's not even close.
Yeah.
And it's not even a real thing. So I don't know, you say it's the funny bone. Are you going to go in there? It's going to be painful. That's what like a weird,
somebody
weird
just
painful.
starts
Like, what the
hitting you
hell
in the
just
elbow
happened
as soon
to
as
my
you walk
arm?
in. Ow!
Yeah, you feel like Harry Potter when he got his, like, oh my God, your arm has a mind of its own. It's laying on the floor and you're like, get up. Yeah, so
check out Wiley'sComedy.com.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, and a $9 cocktail isn't funny either.
No, there's
I'm backing out the door on that one. Yeah,
there's nothing funny about that.
we don't have $9 cocktails.
Okay, that
he goes. They have $12 cocktails.
We do the frozen strawberry cheesecake. But you know what? If you don't taste the strawberry cheesecake and it doesn't make you stutter, and you're glad you paid $11.95 for it, then go to the Funny Bone.
absolutely.
Or whatever that.
On that note, I'm gonna play a little Potter's Field Cookie Monster,
Mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live.
and we will be back here shortly.
Are you into making music, videos, or podcasts? Are you a local comedic talent in need of some much-needed publicity? Are you a behind-the-scenes professional interested in audio, video production, graphic design, and public relations? Eventide Entertainment is actively seeking talents, clients, and professionals to help our business grow into something truly special. And we want you to be one of those. For more information, go to facebook.com/Eventide Entertainment or send us an email at eventideent@gmail.com.
Came under wide attack by unknown foreign power.
Coming this summer, when biological warfare threatens extinction, the world needs a hero.
Inside this bag is the cure for the zombie virus. Ta-da! I'm going to save the world. How about you?
William Lee is Zachariah Stone in Cinema Lexicon's 6 Feet Below Hell.
Your kind is doomed, human.
That is one ugly mother. That wasn't so bad. Really?
Starring William Lee, William Regglesworth, Banza Townsend, and Aaron Perez. 6 Feet Below Hell. Available in Redbox this summer.
If you see someone that you know is dead and then come back to life, run!
All right, we're back on The Life. I'm your host, Don Smith, still running on 97% coffee. And still in the studio with Gary Wood. He's going to shout at us for a little bit about some shows coming up. We're also in here with Kyle Steele and Tim Highland from the Nicolas Cage Movie Review Hour, which is coming up in the next hour. We're going to be discussing Con Air. So that'll be fun. Live.
For an hour. And you'll be shocked at the amount of stuff we don't get to.
Which is about how much too long that movie was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was.
It was about 2 hours.
It was an hour and 55 minutes.
An hour and 55 minutes too long. All right. Well, Gary wanted to say some things about... I just wanted to point out, because this is kind of important, that the FOA Fundraiser, which is tomorrow night with Pat Godwin, by the way. Scotty Mays, of course, our resident comedian hero. But Pat Godwin's, regular on Bob and Tom. He was on the Stern Show. He's just a fantastic show. But all of the admissions, 100% of the admissions, are going to the FOA right here in Dayton. So all that money is staying here in Dayton to help families of addicts when they it's not just the addicts that go through the trials and tribulations. It actually sometimes, even other than the health aspects of the addict, the emotional toll is great on the family. So, and also wanted to real quick give a plug to Dwight Simmons, who's our headliner this week for Friday at 7:15, and then 2 shows on Saturday. He's also doing a special show 9:30 on Friday, which is called Seeking Consciousness. It sounds real heavy, but it's actually very funny, and it's kind of about life and trials and tribulations and labels and such. And then, of course, Sunday night, I want to invite everybody to our open mic night. It's the best value in town for entertainment. It's $5, and we want new people to come and try it. Just come and try it. It's a blast. Get up there. It's a 5-minute slot, but you don't have to do 5 minutes. You can do a couple minutes. Just get up there and tell a story or whatever, or come Wednesday night and we'll prep you and get up there and have a good time. So
we spent the break trying to get Kyle to do that.
Yeah,
we're still going to work on that.
It's not happening.
Yeah, until we heard some of his jokes.
What about you, Tim?
Yeah, I think you guys heard my jokes. Never mind.
Then I think you should go to the Funny Bone. So.
Yeah, because that's painful.
Ow! Funny bone.
Yeah, ow.
Makes you cry, not laugh.
Yeah, exactly. So.
God, I hope they're listening.
I'm just playing.
Real quick before we continue on, I just wanted to let everyone know that sloths' internal organs are fixed to their rib cage to ease breathing while upside down.
Wow. That's handy.
Wow.
I wish mine were.
It's like you're describing my girlfriend.
It keeps happening.
God, I hope she's listening too.
She might actually be.
She's gonna whoop
you. You probably forgot, but she sometimes listens on the internet.
All right. Well, we're going to hit some news stories, and if I can read them, I don't know. Everything's like wiggling on me. I'm about to crash.
Oh, jittering. Yeah, your eyes are...
The coffee's wearing out. I'm gonna be dead in about 20
caffeine
minutes.
Goggles.
So yeah. All right. Well, we'll try to hit some news stories before I pass out. Swiss authorities are investigating reports that someone flushed tens of thousands of euros down the toilets of a bank and several restaurants in Geneva, clogging their pipes. Several months ago, toilets near a bank vault in the city were stuffed with 500-euro bills, which had apparently been chopped up with scissors. More bills were discovered clogging nearby restaurants' toilets in the following days. In Switzerland, where the currency is the Swiss franc, it's not a crime to destroy banknotes, according to the BBC. However, the European Union prohibits the destruction of large amounts of currency. So far, it appears curiosity alone has prompted local authorities to launch a criminal investigation.
Talk about your expensive prank. I mean, Tim committed to $5 over there.
Would that I guess, excuse me for being stupid, but would that increase or decrease like the value of the currency?
I would think
me,
the
it would-
actual value of what
Who
goes
are you
off of
asking?
supply and
Yeah.
demand, so there would be
Less money, right? So it would actually
money
increase.
available,
I don't
so it would
underst-
increase the value.
I guess
By-
I don't understand the
you
whole
can-
story.
You can make money more valuable by flushing it down the toilet.
My guess is that someone's
So,
trying to like
bank with Chase
destabilize the
because
Is that
currency.
what was
for
going
you.
on?
I guess.
So they're going to flush it down the
This all
toilet.
I
just
missed
came
it.
full
I
circle.
missed it, Don. I missed it.
This
I
all
said
just came
bank with
full.
Chase. They'll
Yeah.
flush your money down the toilet for you.
You said
It
it's
all
not a
comes
crime.
back around.
It's not a crime, but it's stupid.
Yeah,
exactly.
Why not just
Exactly.
spend it and let somebody
Right.
else worry about
I
destabilizing
will
the
take your
economy of
francs
the
and
country?
find
Yeah.
out how to turn it into
Yeah.
U.S. dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There we go.
I think they're just taking the whole Brexit thing too seriously. It's like, no, we're taking the rest of you down with
Okay,
us.
but
We're
is
taking
that
the
what
rest
it-
of you down with
Is
us.
that what this whole deal was? Was it like that kind of a important thing, or was it just somebody like trying to mess up somebody's plumbing?
There's nothing wrong with saying the proper name.
Okay,
So,
trying to penis up,
well, I would think
penis up somebody's
That's
phallus,
perfect.
trying to
Yeah.
phallosify
Right.
Felicify.
somebody's
Phallosify?
plumbing
Phallicize.
system.
Is that falsify? Is
Well, let's
Phallicize.
not discuss phallicize.
Phallicify.
Guys, we're back to toilet talk.
Phallicize.
We're all the way back to toilet talk.
Seven and a half, whatever it takes.
Oh, man. This is where this show always goes.
It's me. It's my fault. I apologize.
I wish we had another sloth fact right now, actually.
There we go.
Well done.
We need an intro. We need an intro and an outro. Like, and now.
It's time
I
for
want
sloth.
this,
It's
I
time
want
for
this to be a
Sloth
new
Facts.
segment for the show, Sloth Facts with Kyle.
Sloths don't sweat and have no body odor, which helps them avoid predators.
Okay, that is nothing at all like my girlfriend.
Wait for that.
Nothing at all. She is the stinkiest woman.
She's also
I'm just
constantly being followed by predators. So
Yeah. Wow, that was me back in the
she
That
is
was in
surrounded by
Gary. It's
predators.
Oh, but yeah, that's euros down the toilet.
There it is.
Wow.
Oh, I guess they wanted to invest in the comedy club.
Might as well.
You know what? We'll
Their money did.
Are we going to go there? Because I was going to go there, but I opted not to.
I'm allowed.
Kyle's over there
It's like
being so
talking about
polite.
flushing money
He's
down a
like-
toilet.
Yeah.
Maybe Chase was trying to save you, Don.
Yeah, here I was angry at him. I should have been thankful.
They're like he's so asleep. They're like, well, Mr. Smith, if we should find your money, are you sure that you would want to do this?
They delayed
We're
it.
trying to help you, idiot.
It is, after all, a comedy club.
Yeah, they delayed it because the Chase went.
Have you heard of Netflix, sir?
So they go, we saw that you're investing in a comedy club, and we noticed, now's probably not the time.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to turn it around, man.
Yeah,
it
we
is.
are. We're already turning it around.
Okay,
We made
but
rent last month.
here's the thing.
We're doing A-okay.
There's another reason. Because it doesn't matter. There's yet another Doomsday Date approaching.
Oh, God.
with some
Saturday.
claiming that the
Doomsdays.
rapture will start on Saturday.
There you go.
That's
I'm
when certain
so ready.
Christians will get sucked up into heaven while the earth descends into chaotic tribulation period for those who are left.
Can't wait.
But don't stock up on Jim Baker's Doomsday food buckets just yet. The entire basis for the prediction is the September rapture date comes from a Christian researcher named David Mead, who calculated it would occur 33 days after last month's eclipse. This is him quoting. Jesus lived for 33 years.
Yeah.
The name Elohim, which is the name of God to the Jewish people,
He was that
mentioned
old?
33 times.
Okay.
And it's a very significant, biblically significant, numerologically significant, and I'm talking, this is still his quote, I'm talking astronomy. I'm talking the Bible and merging the two, because that's what you need to do to get a true calculation.
Now, why
of
this
the
particular
doomsday.
eclipse and not the last time there was an eclipse?
Because it's this one.
Yeah. Is
I've got to say it.
is that the
Haven't you
gist
been
of it?
listening?
Yeah, is that the gist of it?
The Bible knew about this one.
Well, and Christians are so America-focused that it would make sense since
Right.
America hit when they're
Right.
like, well,
Exactly.
obviously,
'Cause
even
it's
though
gonna start
this
here.
didn't exist when Jesus
Right.
was alive.
And, you know,
but
honestly, I really don't care one with the other because, one, I've got Don's money. Two, I'm thinking, here's what I'm
Number
going
two,
to
I have
enjoy.
Don's
Either
money.
way, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to, you guys can join me in this. I'm going to every Goodwill that I can find and find as many trumpets and baritones and French horns as I can find.
Okay.
And at some point on Saturday, I'm going to get some people just on rooftops to just 1, 2, 3, and they'll blow them You know,
Well,
big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
and then
the revelation.
watch a bunch of
There'll be a
Christians
lot
crap
of-
their
yeah.
pants.
Well, I'd say
You just need 7
a lot
of
them
them.
are just going to just be done with it themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that would be you causing that,
Yeah, probably.
and
Yeah.
that's, I guess that's what they want. I don't know.
Live,
Give 'em
live
what
and
they
let
want.
live.
Yeah.
You know, Christians will be like, no, not yet. I'm not ready.
Anyway, there's another reason. Meade believes that global catastrophes will be caused by a secret planet called Nibiru passing the Earth on Saturday. That's why this.
So he's a Christian
So it's a
Scientologist.
secret planet.
a
How does he
secret
know about it
planet
then?
that'll apparently pass us. I mean, I don't know what they're passing us in. I mean, math scores, that could be it. I don't know. He said the world won't end, but the world as we know it is ending. So, which is good, because as the world as I know it's pretty shitty.
Have all these earthquakes and
said it.
hurricanes happened
Oops.
after
He
the
said
eclipse?
it.
That's
I mean-
shady.
Okay, shady. I don't think you did. But
Phallus
okay.
size?
Phallus size.
Let's take it. Let's take
I'm
it
not
back to
telling.
the bathroom.
Pivot.
Yeah, let's go back to the
Pivot.
bathroom for a minute.
So excited to use that toilet.
Oh, man.
You have to show me where it is, Gary.
I will.
Residents spotted the disturbing slash.
Start over. Take two.
Try again, Don.
Take two. And action.
Residents spotted the disturbing sight of blood seeping out onto the road from a Louisiana undertaker's business
We'll try
on
again.
Thursday.
His
afternoon.
business?
His
Is that-
business.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
this guy should get to the
it's seeping out of
proctologist
my
and fast.
undertaker. Yep, it's seeping
But
out of
I
my
had
undertaker.
that.
It's out of my system. Out of my
I've had
business.
some drippage out of my business before when I was in the
But
Navy.
was it your undertaker business?
Stained my taint, if you know what I'm saying.
That was my band
That's
name.
called
in-
a staint.
Stained by Taint is
that was-
the best band name.
That was my band name in high school, Gary.
No,
Stained by taint.
Yeah.
We go
Welcome
by
to Stage
stains
Stain,
now.
my taint.
They're opening at Wiley.
They would definitely be Cookie Monster music. Stain my taint. Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Did you see the Mike Judge movie called Extract by any chance?
Yes.
I did, yes.
Wasn't a great movie, but the funniest part was when the guy is handing out flyers for his band. Do you remember what the name of the band
I
was?
cannot remember.
I don't remember.
It was God's penis.
Yeah.
but it was the C
Phallus
word,
size.
right? Yeah, phallus size. And so he hands them the flyer, and it says right there in big bold letter, God's
Right.
C
C
word
word.
for penis, right? But he has to. He tells everybody as he hands it to him. Yeah, it's pronounced God's, and he says the C word. So he has to pronounce it for him.
because you never
Or
know.
the, like it's French or something.
I like the idea of going by stained my taint, and then in 2 years getting really nasty. People go, we go by staint now.
Yeah.
But being really like incredulous about it.
It's pronounced stain my taint.
It's pronounced staint now.
Yeah, that's like Prince changing his name.
You-
We're
right.
gonna- Now I'm
Yeah.
stained.
Yeah.
Now
the,
I'm
the
stained.
band formerly
Or
known
just
as
keep
Stained
it.
by
Or
Taint.
just
Yeah, the
Well, we
band
got-
Stained, the band formerly known as Stained by Taint.
Courtney Love had Hole. Why wouldn't I just have a band called Taint?
I'd say she
That would be
probably did.
awesome, yeah.
She probably did
Welcome
have a
to
little bit of
stage.
both.
Actually,
Oh,
that would
yeah,
be a good
no,
stripper
no.
name too.
Courtney Love
Down the
Taint.
center stage.
Taint.
That was
Welcome,
Stained
Taint.
a long time ago.
Actually,
That was Stained a long time ago.
I've made pretty good friends with Kim Deal here in town, who ran around
As
with
a Stained
with
Taint.
I was going to say, it's like, well, speaking of Taint,
Speaking
my
of
friend,
Taint, let me tell you about my friend Kim Deal.
No, she could probably actually verify
He goes, listen, you haven't seen a Stained Taint
Yeah.
until you've seen Kim
until
Deal.
you've met Courtney Love.
You don't even know.
You don't even know what
You
a
don't know.
Stained Taint is until you've met Kim Deal.
Guys, what are we doing?
Oh, man. I don't know. I was
We're
telling
talking
a nice
about
story
Taint,
about
Tim.
an undertaker who was seeping blood from his business.
oh yeah, let's go back to this guy's business. I'm done talking about my business.
Oh, man. I knew I shouldn't have come on the air
Ripping
today.
business. Ripping business.
Oh, anyway, gruesome photographs show red liquid trickling onto the back street
It's not,
Now it's funny.
from a valve outside Green Oaks Funeral Home in Baton Rouge. City officials said a stoppage in the line had caused which can happen.
I had a
That can
stoppage
cause
in
a
my
bleed.
taint one time.
Yeah. Which was mixed with embalming fluid containing formaldehyde, a leak from a storage tank located behind the building. The leak lasted for only 20 minutes, so he got it cleared up pretty quick.
Well, yeah, that's nothing when you're talking about embalming fluid.
Right,
and blood.
exactly. If it's not an hour,
20
it's
minutes.
nothing.
Jeez.
Why even report it?
Yeah, exactly. It's not gross or anything.
Now, the city of Baton Rouge Department of Environmental Services said, and I quote, "We sent out both our sewer inspector and our environmental specialist to look at it. We determined that it wasn't a sewer issue and that it was an issue on private property." So they did nothing.
Wow. Okay. So I guess funeral homes and embalming fluid and blood are not regulated.
Well,
confines.
Apparently,
Well, I
they
could've
were
told
union.
you that,
was
Gary.
a different department.
Yeah,
it was
that's-
a union
that
thing.
ain't
It's like,
us.
nope, not us.
You got to call the taint department
Yeah.
over here. Department
Call
of
the
Taints.
stainers.
Where's
We're-
Courtney Love? She'll know what to do.
1-800-TAINT, sir.
Oh,
1-800 my
man.
taint.
Does that actually work? I feel like that's enough letters.
It
You could say
probably
my
was.
taint.
Yeah, flushyourtaint.com.
Well, I was going to say real quick, sloths are
I'm getting
excellent
a letter.
swimmers
Oh, sloths.
and can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes.
No way.
That's awesome.
There you go.
I
Even
can
if swimming
breathe
is-
through my
even if-
ears.
I was
but
wondering
can't.
about that.
Even if swimming in bloody formaldehyde.
Nah, you'll have to ask them.
Okay, well, I'd imagine they would be more inclined to hold their breath.
Yeah, that's not
if
their
that
department.
Was, yeah. That's somebody else.
That's
Yeah, don't put
that's
that
the
on
sloth
them.
in the other tree.
Don't you dare put that on them, Don.
Yep, it wasn't them. Okay, we'll do one. We'll do one more
More,
wonderful news story
more.
since they're going
It's a bad
so well.
idea,
Yeah.
Don.
Since they're
Any
going
stories
so
about
well.
sloths, taints over there?
Bad idea.
Well, let's see if we got anything good on here. We probably not. It's just all junk.
Yeah.
Scientists taking on a deep questions of whether cats are liquid or solid, how
Weather
holding
cats.
a crocodile influences gambling, and whether playing the didgeridoo can help cure snoring were honored Thursday at the Ig Nobel Prize Spoof Awards. The prizes are the
Wow.
brainchild of Mark Abrahams, editor of the Annals of Improbable Research, and are intended not to honor the best or worst in science, but rather to highlight research that encourages people to think in unusual ways. He says, "We hope that this will get people back into the habits they probably had when they were kids of paying attention to odd things and holding out for a moment and deciding whether they are good or bad only after they have a chance to think."
The master of ceremonies for their award ceremony was Carrot Top.
Yeah. Yeah, is he still around? He just
I don't know.
last time I saw him just looked like a
In some form.
Yeah. It was not
Whenever I
Carrot-
see him, I'm like, didn't he used to be Carrot Top?
Yeah. He's more steroid
Yeah, he's
than
like
man
the Carrot
now.
Top Transformer. Good.
Guys, I have an update.
Carrot Top
On
of steel.
sloths?
I have two updates.
Oh, wow.
One, at the very beginning of that, you were saying weather cats something, but I heard you say weather cats, and it
Weather
didn't hear after that, and I was like,
Which
weather.
is a new superhero.
I was like,
Cat.
you've got me.
Best kind.
Thundercats, Weathercats.
And I just received the new text message. It said, "A friend has subscribed you to Cat Facts."
Man,
Tim,
Ching-ching.
sitting right beside you.
You're
Now
wondering why I've been
Cat
quiet. Yeah.
that's
So,
what you've been doing
The,
this whole time.
the first text I received was, around 40,000 people are bitten by cats in the U.S. every year.
Yeah, see,
I
hate
think
cats.
that's a problem. We need to eliminate them.
Yeah, I
that's-
agree.
Seems like a problem.
Only good cat's a dead cat. You know, you know how you make a cat sound like a dog? A little lighter fluid in the match, and they go woof.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Good night.
That's it. That's it. But-
We need the
Get
bleep
letters.
button.
yeah.
Where's the dump button?
Where's
Yeah.
the taint button?
It's broken. The taint button is
taint.
broken.
Can we have a
on
button
here,
that
so we
anytime
have-
someone cusses, instead of a bleep, it's just taint?
Yeah.
It's just taint.
Suck
Yeah.
my taint.
Oh, I'm definitely getting another letter.
Yeah, several.
Would you?
Just don't give them my address.
Well, that's where I was going to start
Yeah, they're
because they
probably
all know what.
They're all
going
going
to
to drop it in our mail slot.
Yeah,
What is it, 101 Pine? Is that your address?
101 Pine, Eaton, Ohio.
Yeah, Tainton,
Tainton,
Ohio.
Who once was
Yeah, downtown Tainton.
dating a girl from Dayton,
Downtown Tainton.
or dating a girl from Eaton.
Oh,
I would
wow.
buy that shirt.
Downtown Tainton. I'm making it. I'm making a lot of money off of it.
Beautiful downtown
I went to
Dayton. It's
Dayton
65
and all-
degrees today. In
I went to
downtown
Tainton and all I got was
We
this
got
lousy
funny
stain.
shirt.
We got a backup on Highway number 2.
I went to
Again.
Tainton and all I got was this lousy
I-69.
stain.
Oh man,
I'm making
Yeah,
that
we're-
shirt. I'm making that
awesome.
shirt for sure.
Dayton, Ohio.
oh, it's a good thing I'm a business owner because I'm getting fired from all my regular
Yeah.
jobs.
So hey, you had a good run. You had a good run, Don.
But did you, though?
You got more time to mop the floors at Wiley's.
Exactly. Oh, all right. On that note, I'm going to grab a Kleenex and dry my eyes, and because I'm just
I'm gonna go show
over
Kyle
all
the
my
tilt the
loss.
toilet.
What's up next, Don?
we're going to take a little break. We're going to play some. I think because we were talking about this planet that's passed.
What the hell happened over there?
Did that actually knock the headphones off your head?
My head movement knocked it off. Can we describe what just happened?
That damn tune?
No.
Is that
hell?
another
That was my fault. Okay.
Did
can
you
I-
twist the bottle and the top's off?
fact?
Okay.
Kyle just pulled the
Okay.
pin out of a grenade.
Yeah, let me tell this story because no one's gonna have any idea.
Getting more violent in here than
No, it's
double
gonna-
knitting with Chris Brown and Rihanna.
No one's gonna have any idea what just happened. Okay. So I
I need to start
have
recording these with a camera and live streaming because I never knew somebody get shot in the eye with a
Okay.
bottle cap.
so
All fun and games.
I have my stomach's been bothering me today. So
Hence the tilt-the-toilet visit.
so
Don't tell me you
I
put
have-
Alka-Seltzer in there and put the cap back on.
okay. So
Oh, my Lord.
I had a little bit of water left. I put my Alka-Seltzer in my water bottle. I shook the water bottle
my God.
to mix it all up.
Kyle, that's
Completely
just
forgot.
irresponsible. You could have hurt
Completely
somebody.
forgot.
We're so much
Took
smarter
off
than
my
that.
cap.
that's
That could have
awesome.
killed me.
People walking
That
by
could have
just
killed me.
ducked.
That was so scary.
That was awesome, actually.
That's
The
fantastic.
police
Is it
are
lodged
on their
in the
way.
ceiling
first,
somewhere?
That's the first on-air explosion
Wow.
in the studio. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It's an honor. Yeah, if my tank
man.
wasn't stained before that, it certainly is now.
You got any more Alka-Seltzer over there?
Yeah, and I don't actually.
What else can we explode?
Oh, man, that's awesome. Great job.
Okay,
I'm seriously impressed with your ingenuity,
Thanks.
MacGyver.
thanks.
We're on a college campus. The police are coming.
They are on their way.
on their way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
they
that's
are
just
having
because
far
of
too
the
much
stained
fun.
tape.
What is this laughter coming from?
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
have this. Somebody must be getting offended
Shut
somewhere.
that like Negan. They're gonna be like Negan here with Lucille.
We have a possible offense.
Gonna
Yeah.
shut that crap down.
All right, I'm going to play some in honor of the upcoming Rapture.
Cookie Monster music?
I'm going to play some Mr. Wiggly's exploration launch.
Awesome.
Is that
That is
Is that real?
This is, if you've never heard of them, they
I've
are
never heard of
Dayton's
them.
#1 space funk band
oh, shit,
because
no
they're
kidding.
Dayton's only space funk.
Yeah, there is no number two.
So here's a piece
I
from
am
them
all
called
ears.
Neil deGrasse Tyson Chicken. Thanks for listening to the Life Podcast. Check us out on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can always stream the show live at WWSU1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments for the show, feel free to email us at thelife1069@gmail.com.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
It's not a crime, but it's stupid.